got marijuana. Like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, let's get it started. Oh wait, is that the key? Yeah. Okay, we ready. We got Miss Royal Rose is gonna step in too because I want to start. I wanted to, and it's good because she was on there. That's why I want. I
Hi,
only
ladies.
Hey,
that went
Royal
on
Rose.
Hello, everybody.
Instagram Live. All right, you ready?
Mm.
Let's do that.
Okay, and let me jump one time if you are on. All right, what's up, everybody out there? Welcome to Girl Code Dialogue. If Nick T can mute his mic, that would greatly appreciate because we hear an echo over here. It's always glitches, and it's a new world in virtual reality, and getting it without glitches is not that life yet, right, Miss Boss Leo? we, yeah, we got Miss Boss Leo, Miss Sweetest Flower, Miss Love Nina Ross is running a little bit late, but to fill in for a little bit, Miss Royal Rose is here because she was also on our Instagram
Hey,
Live.
yes, I
Welcome,
was.
ladies. Hey, ladies. Just to go that
Mhm.
way, everybody on the stream can get a little bit of idea of who our panel is on our podcast. We're going to start with Miss Sweetest Flower. Why don't you let everybody know what you do in this space and out?
Okay, my name is Sweetest Flower. I am the vice president of Meta Genre Music. We are a fully licensed and bonded music distribution company and record label that we are the first and only license here based in the metaverse. We are partnered currently with Empire Distribution, Empire Records. If you guys know any musicians that are looking to connect with people in the metaverse or just looking to maybe widen their spectrum or just plain out looking for distribution, have them go to metagenremusic.co or look me up on Instagram on my handle with underscore VR or Daytona underscore vibes with a Z on Instagram. We can also be Googled on just metagenre music. You can just type that into anything on Google, and pretty much the first 5 pages is all of our information.
Yeah, you just got a new artist coming out with some new music. Starts with the T.
Yeah, Trey Trizzy.
Trey
Yes, he
Trizzy.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's.
he's a new artist. He's pretty amazing. He is a techie as well. So
Mhm.
it's like a perfect fit for this space because he's doing a lot with AI when it comes to visuals.
I love that. I love how AI just like opens the door for creativity, especially with music. Like
Hmm.
if there was no music, I wouldn't be able to do half the art that I do. Like that's just real talk.
Mhm.
All right, everybody. My name is Sue to the Q. I am a founder and CEO of what soon will be a legit 1000% business. Yeah, that's right. Because I got women surrounding me that make sure I get on my shit. So indie tours, which we just had our creator spotlight. We spotlight four amazing creators throughout the metaverse on Mondays and on Tuesdays. Make sure to come because we have a new bus that will be coming out, and it's actually going to be coming from right here in the same world. So I'm excited about that. I'm also an AI content creator and a content influencer. So if an affiliate partner with Spell AI, which is a really cool tool that I use in my toolbox for all my marketing and promoting. So if you want to get to know more about that, make sure to follow me on SuzaQ underscore VR. And yeah, Miss Boss Leah over here is one of those wonderful women I surround myself with. What do you?
Right, you women here are already amazing. Every time I hear the work you're doing, I'm like, oh, that girl is a badass. I
Aw.
love it.
Oh,
I love it. I'm Boss Leo IO, and I'm the founder of the Diamond Resilience. We're a creative tech studio that produces immersive content and experiences here. So we have an amazing community. Oh, the little jitsi just keep
mhm.
happening. Yeah, we have an amazing community where we matches our talent with paid opportunities based on their skills and interests. So they're starting their own careers and businesses in this space, and we're just that platform that amplifies them. So I'm excited for the things that we're doing for our community.
Very nice, man. You're doing some of the community. You're doing amazing, man. I will we'll get into it a little bit more when we open up. But man, what you're doing in this space, not just for yourself, but honestly for the community, is freaking mind blowing for real. As you know, that's like that meme where you'd be like, you'd be hype, baby, let me hype me up. Like that's what I think of when I think about these women on this panel for sure. Oh, Miss Love Nina Rose showed is here, so she's gonna get in her spot. And then Miss Royal Rose, go ahead and tell everybody. I already let everybody know you're running a little bit late, so it's all good,
Hello,
beautiful
everybody.
woman.
My name
Go ahead and
is
catch your breath.
Royal Rose. You can find me on Instagram. I am a world creator, influencer, social light. I do everything here on Meta Horizon. I'm also pushing a podcast, which is Voices of Survival. A lot of resilient stories of transplants, of just positive energy that I'm trying to bring into this metaverse, of stories of resilience and just incredible stories. If you're out there looking for a voice, hit me up on Instagram so we could, talk about amazing stories that we're gonna start publishing out and pushing out here. So
So fucking
excited for
amazing, dude.
that.
I'm so yeah, seriously. Huge shout out to donors out there.
Yes, yes, thank
Myself,
you.
I wouldn't be here either if there wasn't
Hey, that's
somebody that
right.
gave up some
Let's
part of
talk
their
about it.
livinghood.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
all right, Ms. Love Nina Ross over here on my left hand side has showed up in the building, and this woman is out of breath. Why? Because she's a busy woman. Why don't you tell everybody
Mhm.
what you do, Ms. Love Nina Ross?
Oh man, shit. That's a lot of things. Sorry I'm late, guys. I'm on call. I work for a hospital, so had some stuff to do. But yeah, brand love Nina Ross, a life with Nina. I'm a lifestyle coach as well as a weight loss advisor. I run a positivity
Testing it.
brand, so it's all about my life, where I've gone, the journey, what I'm going through currently, and everything on my life is on display. So the highs, the lows, the ups and downs. I own a company called Rebel Blue. Rebel Blue essentially was a gaming company, but now it has turned into a full-fledged media company. So,
Ooh,
hi.
hi, welcome.
Man.
Take a little.
Man.
She
Uh,
sounds
No
so
and being
shade.
badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then being on a panel with these beautiful women. Come on
Right. No, I do. It's funny because we were playing around for everybody out there on the stream on like where we want to do it. Do we want to like how we want to divvy up? What our goal is to make sure that there's a good connection between the human aspect of who we are as women, right, and also the avatar form of who we are as women, and merging them. So if you tuned in last week, we went live. We were on a live stream on Instagram Live, and we're planning on expanding that to many different social media platforms. We will be coming up with our own Instagram social medias. So that way, all our live ones will be able to be rewatched on Instagram whenever you want to. So, speaking of that, though, how was it, ladies? How was it like really like crossing that barrier into like realism from being in? Oh, there goes DJ Fade. Just never fails. Doesn't matter where we are, what podcast place we are. Fade just has to interrupt.
mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, there he
Mhm.
goes.
Mhm.
No, seriously, like, how was that? How was it nerve wracking? Because, like, for me, truthfully, honestly, it was extremely nerve wracking, right? You have so
Yes.
many people out here with so many expectations on as a woman that we already have in society, right? In
Mhm.
society, we already have this placed expectation of what society says that we should look like, who we should kind of be, and then having to cross over those
Right.
barriers when you're in an avatar form that is extremely like look at the skin, right? I can come in here on my worst day and have fucking the best skin of my fucking day, right? And then
Mhm.
having to transition that into some realism was very nerve wracking. So how was
Mhm.
it for you, ladies? We'll start with Miss Royal Rose.
Well, again, I know you invited me that, I don't know, was it last Monday, and you gave me like 10 minutes to get ready. I'm a girl. Sorry, I can't, at least let me
Mm.
comb my hair. And you're like, no, girl, do it raw, do it how you are. But I told you, I said, no, I can't. I'll do it next week. But I don't know, you did another podcast again that
Mhm.
evening. And I was like, I'm in. Let me put some makeup and some hair, and it was nerve wracking. Yes, to meet beautiful women like you, girls, and
To get gorgeous.
like,
It's
but
crazy.
then at the same time, I felt the empowerment of being here and just being in the same platform and seeing each other gave me more. Like, I was okay. I'm okay because we're all playing the same way. You know.
Right, exactly.
So.
Like for me, right? I want to be in control of what people
Mhm.
see of me, and when other people start like posting things that are not as flattering or whatever, right?
Mhm.
I say at that point, that's when I take the reins and say, "Fuck it," right? I just started
Mhm.
doing lives right there in the morning
Mhm.
at the house with no fucking makeup. I don't give a fuck, dude. This is me, right? But being able to get to that spot to step out to be able to say, like, "Fuck it, I don't care. This is me,"
Right.
right, was nerve wracking, and I stem out, like I'll start sweating, and like just like my palms will get sweaty like
Yeah.
mom's
Right.
spaghetti, like you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
like, and it just starts taking on. And so like having other women around me that are
Yeah.
also willing to take that step, like Miss Boss Leo. Honestly, at
Mhm.
AWE, Boss Leo right here, this was my rock. Man,
Yeah.
I was like sweating, like, what do I wear? Like, I forgot my clothes. I didn't bring my snatch shit and trying to find a fucking girdle, like a fucking snatched, right? Like one a real good one in person
Right.
is like impossible. So I was like, well,
Yeah.
fuck it. I'm just going out all loose. No
Right.
Sometimes
snatch
you
for
need
me
that.
today.
Yeah.
But you know
Sometimes
what
you
I mean?
need that
But
girl. That
Miss
girl.
Boss
Yeah.
Leo was like, she
Of
was like, no,
course.
girl,
Yeah.
like that. She went in there and got me dressed. This woman has seen me naked, but all up in my
Right.
tits. Okay, like
Right. Right. Exactly. Like I with Boss
That's
Leo, she didn't
hilarious.
want to go to the yacht. You know, she was like,
oh
"No,
my
I'm
goodness.
cold. I want to stay home with play see my movies."
Period.
I'm like, "Girl, I don't know who you are, but we're going. Get in my
Yeah.
car and we're driving to the yacht." You know, well,
I
you'll
love
see your anime later when you come back. You know, and we became good. You know, we
It's
just
a
got along,
firecracker.
and now we're just like, "Oh my god, like
Right. And
everything.
how
I
about
love
you,
you."
Miss Boss
Yeah.
Leo? Like, how was that experience for you?
Just being seen on live. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's always nerve wracking because
Mm-hmm.
we live in a world, especially social media, where they have like their image of perfection and think they're see. And it can be a bit challenging at times, right? But for me, it's one of those things that I this is what I do in real world. I'm active and we need
Mhm.
that balance more because I feel that a lot of us going out and showing ourselves is just really showing that we are real people behind it and that we are a part of something that's coming, right? And there's a
Mhm.
balance because we're with everything that's happening with AI and this technology that's popping out like every day seems like, right? A lot of people are longing for that balance of like
Yeah.
real humans, real connections, and I think that we're just leading in that way. So once you kind
Mhm.
of come over that initial nervousness and just really focus on a topic at hand that really mattered, you just start to like forget about it and just focus on what you care about.
Mm.
That's so true. Cause like I tell you what, once we started talking about like passionate shit, I didn't care. Like it just kind of
Mm.
like melted away. You know what I mean? So like I feel that on
Right.
such a fucking deep level. How about you,
Yes.
Miss Sweetest Flower? How was that? Well, you know what, Miss Sweetest Flower. I don't know if anybody ever knows this, but Miss Sweetest Flower was semi-famous, y'all. Like
Mm.
prior, she used to do podcasts back in the days. So how was it for
Hmm.
you, like getting back into it?
It's been a long time. I stopped in like 2015, but then I did do a bunch of other lives instead of just going live. But I mean, it still is always nerve wracking. It's always just, it doesn't necessarily get any easier, in my opinion. I guess you just get more numb to like people looking at you. Because I personally, I've always been out there. I've never really been someone to shy away of like posting my pictures of myself or like whatever. You go on my page, you'll see you'll see me, you see my avatar. It's like whatever. There we go. And it just really no different with being live. It's just you just never really get comfortable with it. You just don't get comfortable with it. It's not something you get. I don't anyway.
Girl,
I
you
never
had
did.
the light on, the ring light. She had a
She's
Well,
spotlight. I was
professional.
like, man, I need to buy that one. I need to
I'm
buy
just
that
like,
because
if I'm gonna do it, I'm
yeah,
gonna do it right.
do it
You know what
right.
I mean?
That's
Like,
right.
it's important
Mhm.
when
That's
we're
right.
gonna be in the camera. One thing
Mhm.
that I learned from being in the camera is that engagement is what they can see. So I
Yes.
wanted to make sure that my environment is clean, the lighting is good, so you can see me clearly,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then you can see, like, you can just get into it. But if
Uh-huh.
not, I just don't get on camera.
Mm-hmm.
She had her wine glass
All
tonight,
right, Miss
sis.
Miss
Hmm.
Love Nina
I
Rose.
have
How
it right
about
now
you?
too.
Yes.
I'm used to it. I mean,
Yeah, I'm about to say. I was like, I just
like it doesn't bother me at
you
all.
literally like
Really?
blog your whole life, like and
Yeah.
it's so funny because like for me, I'm having actually like an opposite thing. So on Facebook, right, I'm actually adding everybody from my personal Facebook that I haven't really seen in like 2 years.
Mhm.
So like I'm adding more people, and I actually am having the reverse feeling of like them coming and seeing me in my avatar and going like, "What the fuck has Teresa been doing for the last 2 years?" You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
if you go on my personal Facebook, right, like if you,
Yeah.
I'm like sweetest. My whole life is out there, but I was also extremely picky on who I put on my
Mhm.
Facebook. Like everybody on my personal Facebook knows I know them physically. We have
Yeah.
went to school together, we went to
Right.
college together, so high school, don't some type of shit. So now I'm adding all of them back into this life that I've kind of kept away from that side of me. And so, they know the Teresa that the Sue that goes out and was like, at museums and fucking traveling
Mhm.
every other day on the fucking boat every weekend. You know what I mean? And now I'm like dancing in avatar form. So it you know I'm having a little like it is a little struggle, but then
Yeah.
again I'm like, no, fuck that, man. I worked really
It's
hard
like a
to create what we
transition.
have created
It was
here.
like that for
And
me at
honestly, if
first.
they
Really?
understood, right, and I feel like if they keep watching, right, then I can like maybe entice
Mm-hmm.
them to come in and start expanding, especially with where the tech is going, with Web3 and everything else, RP1. Some of them own their own car dealerships. They're
Yeah.
gonna want a fucking place in there. They're gonna want to know a fucking web developer that's gonna be able to go
Right.
in there and make it an immersive experience, so they could go fucking sell a
Mm-hmm.
car without even leaving their fucking house, and their
Right.
person can
Exactly.
experience that shit. Okay, so like
Right.
that
That's
thought right
definitely the
there.
goal. That's
Okay, and that
definitely
Mhm.
the
thought right
goal.
there is what makes me push through like and it's almost done like, and it's so funny because I kind of want to talk about this last time. Like there was somebody, I forgot who said it, but somebody was saying like almost embarrassed of kind of this, like how people that are in VR have a certain stigma on who they what they are, right? And that is true, and trying to fight against that is kind of hard. You know what I mean? And so I think that's why doing the lives in real life is like really important to really cross that bridge.
Yeah.
What do y'all think? What do y'all think?
I agree with you. I
I agree.
completely agree. Mhm. I
Mhm.
think that is important. And as far as like the separation between like my VR and my real, I've never really had a separation. Any of my pages that I
Mhm.
have, I'm like a businesswoman, so like I have a business page specifically for my practice. I look at my for my medical practice. I have a business for my that's my Instagram and my website, and then I have a business page for this. I look at this as business, and anybody can, like, any of my friends follow any of these pages. They're public, and if even when I do have this one private, I still let anybody that wants to follow me because it's linked to my Facebook. But I don't let everybody on my Facebook because my Facebook is very private. So there's like a very few Mhm. people that are in VR that are on my Facebook because that's like my privacy. I don't do any business. That is all that's like my friends, my family, my son, all my family is on my Facebook. But they know what I've been up to. I tell them, they'll be at my house, my girlfriends. I'll be like, hey, y'all, I gotta go, gotta get in the metaverse. I'll be leaving brunch or leaving, dinner or doing like whatever. And they'll be like, okay, and I talk about it all the time and I show them all the time and I tell them about all the bullshit in here and the drama. And
Fuck
like I
no,
tell my
man.
friends everything.
I couldn't.
And they're
That
like,
shit makes me nervous, yo. That shit
You
makes
know
me
what?
I
Me,
do
nervous. Like, oh
me,
my
too.
god.
they know I'm weird though. My friends have always just been like, okay, that's just Flower.
Yeah,
She's
I know
always into
I'm weird
something.
too.
You know what I mean? My friends know that
Yeah.
I always have gonna dibble and dabble and do my 1-2s. I've always been the one to kind of bring them into stuff. When Vine started, I brought them into Vine. When Periscope started, I brought them into Periscope. When Twitter started, I brought them into Twitter. When YouTube started, I brought them into YouTube. So I've always been the one kind of like ushering all my group of friends and business people, all of them into technology. And so they're not expecting anything less. They're not. They
Shit,
weren't
not
shocked
me.
at all.
Like I'm trying. If I was to like tell some of the people that I know like the shit that goes on here, they'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
You
Like,
know what? That's true.
Oh, they tell me
My
you know
that.
what I
friends,
mean?
They
Like, what the
definitely
fuck?
do.
my
They
friends
tell me what's wrong
know
with me for sure.
about exactly what I do in here. But for me, I think there's a level of realism for me, and like I like my friends, like my friends that I grew up with. I like them for me, for my real life. I don't want
Yeah.
them in here with me. I don't. This is something that's
Um,
mine. There's because I share so much of my real life on a daily basis. There's some pockets of that real life that I just want for me. I don't want it for here. I don't want it for the
That
real
makes
world. I want it for me. That's my bubble.
yeah.
That's my security blanket. Like the rest of that shit, you can see everything else. I don't give a shit.
See,
But
I think I'm
those
the kind of
people
the
are
same
mine.
way.
you
Like
think
you
so?
know, because like because in my personal like my other part like Teresa, this is more, you know, VR really opened up a creative scab for me, right? Like I've
Hmm.
always been
Yeah.
creative. That creativity was always there, but you know, it died over fucking trauma and
Yeah.
bullshit and trying to survive everyday life, fucking going to college, fucking trying to, you know what I mean? So it just kind of died. So when I came into VR, and I was in a really bad spot in the first place, and then it opened up that whole creativity part of
Hmm.
me that I was like, fuck, I didn't even remember that was there. Oh shit, like there's even more. Like it just keeps
Hmm.
oozing out. Right? That makes me want to go and tell my friends, like, dude, because I know you're a fucking creative artist. I know you're a creative fucking artist. I know
Hmm.
you are too. Yeah, I know you go like, you know, go tailgate on the fucking weekends and shit like that. I know you rather like, you know, because that's my kind of friends. They like to go tailgate. That's like
Yeah.
our shit. You know what I mean? I'm from Texas. Football's huge. We go fucking all kinds of shit, camping, all kind, you know, and it's big groups and you know what I mean? So like trying to get it like I know like even though you do all that, right? I know
Hmm.
that there are times that you can create and that we're all separated. How cool would it be if we could all just meet up in here in one of those fucking worlds and have an almost
Yeah.
similar experience and things like that, right? It's like expanding what the already stereotypes are out there. And I think like that's why it's so important for us to like continue to do what we are doing in these spaces,
Yeah.
you know? But this is me though, you know, I'm
For
fucking
sure.
if that's like a perfect world. That's like in a Virgo world. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's funny. I brought my cousin in here one time, and she's like my twin. She's my Scorpio, and she's very fiery. And she came in here, and I just took her to two places, and I didn't even get a chance to like bounce her anywhere else. She was like, "Well, what's black magic?" I was like, "Oh shit." She's like, "I want to go in there. I want to go in there." And I'm like, "Oh shit." And she went in there, and this person walked up to her. She's like, "You know what? You're a bitch." And she's like, "Oh no, oh no, I can't be in here. I can't be in here." She's like, "I
That's
cannot be in
me.
here." She's like, "I
That's why I
cannot
can't
be in
go in there.
here." She's like, "I cannot be in here." And I took her to God, what was that other world that I took? I took her to what's his name? Joe, one of Joe Bear's world. And she's like, "This is so pretty." She's like, "I could do this. This is my pace." She said, "But that other one, oh no, I can't." And she had
Mhm.
fun, but she at the end of the night she was like, "You know what? I like it. It's really nice." She's like, "But it's just not my jam." She's like, "It's not my jam." She's like, "This thing is making me dizzy as shit." I was like,
Yeah, I
it takes
brought one
some
of my
time to get
friends in.
used to it. It takes some time, and I like this type of stuff, and I like being in immersive worlds. So it's just like I think it depends on who you bring
See, that's where
in,
the
but
AR comes in and the
right.
AR glasses and shit. You
I'm
know what I
excited
mean?
for that.
Mhm.
Because
I'm excited for
that's how that's gonna
Me
fucking
too.
merge, and it's
Yes.
coming. You know what I mean? And so like keeping focus on like the goals and continuing on
that.
like what you're doing in this space and making it grow is so important because just because
Absolutely.
you know yeah, because don't get me wrong, like that shit sometimes I'd be like I'm not coming back in this motherfucker at all, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I swear,
that's me
I
every week.
swear. You know what I mean? Like I just, like just unnecessary drama for no fucking reason. You know, it feels like high school. And being a woman in my 40s, I do not like to go back to fucking high school. Like,
Facts.
No,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry.
That is not my
No ma'am,
I,
mission.
no
I I
ham,
did my, I
no
paid my
cheese, no
fucking
turkey.
dues. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
understand you still have to go through your trials and tribulations. I wish you well on that. But on the mean way, like, it, and it's so funny because at the same time, on the same token, right? And when you flip it over, you see how it does help people.
Yeah,
How,
for sure.
yeah, how putting somebody on a tour can increase their dopamine to make them
Mhm.
have that little extra push to go into build mode and do something extra, and then they become
Mhm.
successful. You get what I'm saying? So the seeds are still being planted that are good. So that's what makes it, a fucking struggle, you know.
Mhm.
But you gotta find that balance. I've been finding that balance more, to be honest.
And I think finding your tribe too. Once you
Yeah,
find
that
that
I.
group of people that you really do enjoy just being with, it changes your experience. It does. Like if you're in a group of people and you're just in this world or you're just world hopping or you're just enjoying each other's company in a space in here, it just changes the whole atmosphere of where you're at. Some people
Yeah.
haven't found their tribe yet. There's some that same thing with VR chat. Like I don't really go over
Mhm.
there as much as I've been over here, but I've gone over there in certain instances where I've had a kick ass time.
Oh
And
yeah.
the people were great and they were inviting and they were like, come in here and experience this and here touch this and this will put you here and it tells a story
See, VR chat has
versus
changed over the time. I feel like at the same time as Horizon Worlds has, because back in the
hmm
day, back then, it wasn't so great. I mean, hell, they
yeah.
even created documentaries on how there fucking was gangs and they're fucking up people's
hmm
PCs and codings and stuff.
Oh, they're
No,
still
true
doing that.
story, true story, true
They
story,
still doing it
right?
right.
True
hmm
story.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But it was more blunt. It was like it was a rough city. That's what I'm gonna say. It was a
Yeah.
rough city. It has
Facts.
cleaned up, but that's because the platform itself actually started cleaning up and started thinking about how they're going to create more money because they were in a deficit for quite some time. You know what I
hmm
mean? VR chat was almost not going to be existent. They were very close on closing their doors. They would have been like alt space, right? But by the grace of it, man, they pulled out and they pulled out strong.
Oh
Not only
wow.
did they pull out strong, but they also are partnering with who?
Mhm.
Sawhorse.
Okay,
Mhm.
like, so not only
hmm
were they able to turn that shit around, but why? Because they also included to make sure that their people, their creators were starting to make money. There's a huge creator over there has one of the most fucking amazing fucking worlds. I mean, the physics on this motherfucker is like mind blowing. Okay, and it is one of the top ones over there. And dude, he was in he you know how he was, luckily people were going through their Patreon. Okay, and even then it was hard to get anybody to get the Patreon. This dude had put, like, this world was immaculate. It's a planet world, man, and that's all I'm gonna say. Immaculate. Okay, not making any fucking thing because the platform was in so much a deficit that it wasn't giving nothing to them. So they
hmm
fixed it. They fixed it. And now look at them growing like motherfucking like crazy. It is so much more enjoyable over there for myself too. I've been spending a lot of time over there lately, just world hopping and just fucking enjoying myself.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Right.
beautiful worlds out there.
I got
Yeah,
high, so
very
listen, ladies, y'all gotta kick in, or I'll just keep
true.
going. Okay,
I just
like,
hit mine.
Hey, I'm just let you cook, girl.
you know what I'm
Yeah, right.
I just let you roll and
saying?
roll and roll, do your
Sweetest
thing,
says,
let it
I'm just
off.
letting you cook.
You know, like let it off. I'll sit here all the whole
Yeah,
hour.
that's girl
Damn
code
right.
dialogue, though. Yeah, ain't that some girl
Hey.
code dialogue? That's what I'm talking about. Like, that is true because it does make it enjoyable. Because that y'all the
I'm
reason,
about to join
y'all
you.
mean the big motherfucker reason why. I love this shit. We just all
hmm
partaking. All right, everybody out
Yeah.
there on the street
Hell
and
yeah.
I mean,
in
you're
the
smoking.
street,
I'm drinking my
in
wine.
the
It is what it
street, and
is.
out there, in the
But
But to
about
in
the
you know,
live,
hmm
yeah.
remember
I'm
the
sorry.
live? Is that gonna be every week now? That was just a
Yeah,
question I
so
was thinking.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe we should do, 1 week in here, 1 week in the
Yeah.
live. I still want to do
Okay.
at least like 3 nightcaps a week, and those are just like nightcaps. I want it to just be like random shit, like fucking thoughts of the day, whatever. Some people just getting together, having a smoke, and just calling it a night type shit, like a nightcap. And I feel like that keeps a little bit busy. Maybe two times. I don't want to do three. Probably not three. I'll do probably two. Probably two.
She said
Two
probably
nightcaps.
not three.
Yeah,
She was like, wait a minute. Hold on one second. I
yeah.
said three, but shit.
Hey.
I don't know. Listen, listen, I'm all about being bare, but there's only so many times you can go on fucking camera without makeup. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like, but
Baby.
I was
Gotta
like,
put those
fuck
good
that shit.
filters to use.
Hello, DJ
Hell
Throwdown. We
yeah.
are in the middle
Oh
of
my
a
God.
live stream
What's up,
podcast.
DJ?
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't let
I'm
me
gonna
interrupt.
need you, DJ.
No,
I'm
you're
gonna need
okay.
you
You
to
can
train
stay.
me
You can stay. I
soon.
just want you to know, like, you're on live stream.
This man be training his ass off, by the way.
Like
Yeah,
he's
he
got
down there. I can
muscles.
still hear you. Yes, he does. That's a fine man right there. Like, quit playing.
Oh, shit.
I'm
Coming
just
into a
saying.
den with a
I'm
whole bunch
just
of women.
saying.
Oh, no.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
All right,
How you
come on
doing?
over
Hi,
here.
boo.
Hi, Candy. What we got going on?
It's good to see you, Sugar Bell.
Let's see.
Hi, Bookie Butt.
How you doing now?
Oh, wow, Dylan Joel, you do. Are you a professional coach? Oh no,
My
you
own
can't
professional
sit there
coach.
though. You can't sit there though. I can't let you do because I do have a rule, so that I can't let you do because it is only for we are having a girl code dialogue and it is only strictly for women. But I am grateful that you stopped by and came in and you can stay until after the show, but not on the show. I'm very strict on it. The men have meta men. We have the girl code dialogue. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Well, I just
shit.
wanted to say hi to you, Nina. I love you, girl.
Hi,
Hi,
DJ
baby.
Throwdown.
Love you, baby.
Hit me up on Insta or whatever whenever you're done.
I got you, baby.
All right.
And then
Okay,
come back
we
for
gonna-
meta men.
I'm gonna get him to train my ass. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Definitely.
he has some big ass motherfucking muscles. Yeah, did y'all see his picture?
DJ, you got some big ass muscles.
That's hilarious.
Y'all are something else.
Oh, damn.
Oh shit, feminine energy is feminine energy,
Big
honey?
facts, big facts.
Yeah. So anyway, Ms. Boss Leo over here has an indie tour shirt.
Hey.
I was so happy when I see that shit. That shit's so fucking cool. I fucking love that shit. And that's what I feel like girl code dialogue is, and I feel like also making sure we're being out there. Man, I just really once I got over the first one when we did girl code dialogue. I ain't gonna lie, I watched it back and I was like, fuck, I was fidgeting so much, just fidget, 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 fidget. And then by the second nightcap, the one where you were on, no, you were on, and you were on,
I think Baby
Yeah, I
Angel
haven't.
was
I haven't
on.
been on any nightcaps.
and Baby Angel was
Yeah,
on.
Baby Angel was on.
It was
Mhm.
us three, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I rolled that back and I was like, oh look, I got comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes,
I
you
just started making,
did.
it's like, oh shit.
Yep.
Which is why I want to do it more. And you know what's so funny, because Baby Angel also, she was like she was like, you know what, it feels good to want to get out there. I want to get out there more and stepping out, man. And that's what I mean, if we could be the fucking planting seeds of that, why
Right.
not, right? That's so fucking dope, man. Because I love
Yep.
these people in avatar form. Why wouldn't I love them in motherfucking real form? It doesn't make
Facts.
sense to me. It
Unless
doesn't.
you're catfishing, because some people.
Man, when we
Just
were
don't
late,
know.
we were there, and I swear to God, I could have covered my eyes, laid back, and it would have felt like we were on this couch. I could have just sat there and been like this, and y'all could have just talked, and I would have felt like y'all were just. That's how normal it felt. The energy just crosses over. You know what I mean? It just felt normal. This one over here, fuck. Just rolled in the bed with her. Just, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? No fucks given. It was just fucking great. This one I ran in her fucking arms. Was like, Nina. It was so cute. I wish we recorded that shit.
And I was like, Bookie.
Aw.
It was dope. I mean, but it's like that. That's the high I get when I actually I've had like maybe like 7 meta meetups now, and that's the high that you get when you meet the people who
Mm-hmm.
you bond with and that you actually vibe with. Like I think the first person I ever met on here was Jasmanian. I don't know if you guys know her, but she's a world hop everywhere, and she came in Chicago to see me, and I picked her up from the airport. But it was like seeing your family member that you're picking up from the airport, and we spent like the whole week together and chilled, and the energy is still there. It's like 3 years later. The energy is still there. She's like, I can't wait to come back to Chicago. No, where the fuck I haven't been back yet. What the hell? You
Right.
gotta come to the DMV, and then I going to Atlanta, meeting my friends out there, going to Cali, meeting my friends out there, going to Cali again. I've been there like 3 times this year. But that was my most favorite one was the one with AWE is because I knew what I was coming into and I was like I know that I'm going to meet these people. That probably may be the most nervous that I've ever been because I don't get nervous meeting people. I think people are just people. They're just like me in a way. It is what it is. What's the point in being shy? But that was the first time because and I've been around meta people quite a few times, but it was like this is my crew of people that I've been waiting to see for the longest time. So it's just like, and
Yeah.
this is also business at the same time. So
Yeah.
blending, not only that anticipation of meeting somebody for the first time, but then blending such a big event like this in with your personal life and your VR life and meshing all that in one bucket is like overwhelming. It's overstimulating to a degree. I think that was the most nervous time I've ever had off that.
Yeah.
But then once I met everybody, I was like, okay, whatever. This is whatever. It is what it
You
is.
ain't lying. We just be sitting at the fucking bar just eating. We just
Uh huh.
drinking like nobody's business. People were licking their fucking fingers. Nobody give a shit.
That's
And we were
hilarious.
literally tired. Like at the
We
end
were,
of the day,
yes.
we were tired. A lot of us was sweaty and shit because it's one big room of people packed like a sardine and electronics involved. You're just like shit. It's
And
hot.
you walking everywhere. You just and then you're trying to stand there and then you're trying to like yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it
And
was
I've been
good
to
though. It
conferences,
was
but
worth it.
this one
It was
was on
worth it.
steroids, and I liked it. And I
Me
hope that
too.
the next one comes with the same energy as this year. I think it's gonna be even better because I'm looking at the like roster of people who are already signing up, and it's some heavy hitters coming next year.
Yeah, I'll be there next year. Yep.
I'm
That is
excited.
one thing that I like about being in VR, doing the podcast in VR versus in on the live is like I can jump when I'm like excited and
Hmm.
you know what I mean? like,
I
like
didn't already
I
took
kind
a
of miss
week off
that.
for this.
Like,
It's
yikes.
already on the books. I'm like, look,
um,
I need a
That
week.
is
I'm not
such a
going in three
disappointment
days.
when games doesn't have the jump
I
capability.
know.
It makes
yeah,
me so upset.
yeah,
It's like, why can I
yeah.
not jump in here?
I know, me too. Me too. And some VR chat worlds are like that. They don't allow you to jump. And I'm like, I'd be like, I can't. After a while, like, I'm like, all right, all right. Because even when I run, I jump. I don't know why. I know it doesn't make me feel like go faster, but it makes me feel like I go faster. You know? So, like, I do
Somebody
it.
told me
Yeah.
while we were at AWE
Oh,
that,
talk nice to
uh oh,
Mickey. Hi, mommy.
But where is she? Oh,
Hi. Hi.
where
You
is
want
she?
to
Oh,
come
there
up here?
she
Come
is.
up here. Come up here. You can come up if you want to. Women are allowed up
somebody
here. Oh,
somebody told me that
Where
it was
she is
weird
flying.
at
It's
the conference that
be
they couldn't click
castrating
on the
Nick.
name tag.
Only during the podcast, so.
Yeah, but
He's like one of those concubine men that like
Whoops.
get to like sneak into like the women's chambers and shit, you
oh,
know,
Mm-hmm.
because he's a
oh,
camera guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think those men are lucky. What are you talking about? I think they're
Yeah.
lucky. Shit.
Hmm.
Mm.
Like
They
sweet
are.
sauce said, what do you mean? That you don't think
Mm-hmm.
you're lucky? Or no, they
I don't
are,
know,
right?
man. It just depends. I don't know. I have no idea. Some of them might be, some of them might not be. It depends on
Yeah.
what's going on in there.
Well, this is true. This is true. All right, ladies. With that being said, I'm just gonna look
My
at my
mind
watch,
went totally
and we're
dark
gonna
on
go.
that one.
Okay, like we just gonna we're gonna go with some shameless plugs. But before that, though, I do want to get into like if people out there, if anybody, if y'all have topics that y'all really want us to touch on, like especially when it comes to our skills, because every single woman up here has a skill that they can bring some type of knowledge to you, like whatever, please let us know, like in our DMs or the comments or anything like that, so that way we can like really bring them up and start touching on those subjects. And in the
Mhm.
live, of course, please interact. If you have a question, Sweetest was answering questions all night. You know what I mean? Love Nina Ross will too.
Mhm.
If I look, I might do too. Sometimes I'm too busy, I don't know, fidgeting,
Rolling a joint.
rolling a joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I be trying. You know what? It is getting harder for me to roll
Um,
joints with
yeah.
these papers. Like these papers suck, so I have to like, and then I make this weird face when I'm rolling it. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I don't know why, but I do.
Well,
So
have Nick
anyway,
roll like 10 of them.
Uh-huh.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's like, what? How did I get pulled into this? You are, I knight the roller of the joints. There you
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
No, but seriously, man, I feel like if all women out there started thinking more of themselves as queens, and would be able to hold their head up high and love themselves for their feminine divine, right? Y'all could really do some change and some power, man. Tonight we had on the creators. It wasn't under their name, but they were designers, and it was their first time
Mhm.
going out there. And it's really nice to see more women designers and like women that are in the background coming forward and being shown to, because that's girl code dialogue, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know.
Mhm.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
All right,
yep.
ladies, it is time for that shameless plugs. You know what I mean? Which way you want to go first? You want to go this way? You want to go? Start. You want to start with you, Nina Ross?
Oh man. Bleh. Let me see I'm not in here much, but Plug Island Aesthetic and his Lotus Aesthetic and his different islands. He's doing some really major cook-up. We got a collab going for my strip club Stella's going over to VR chat. Jay Octavius, OE speakers, him and Zola Jam.
Mhm.
They got a new season out, so make sure like you're going and seeing that show. They're gonna have it all over the internet. They have a page for it on his Jay Octavius page, so make sure you check my brother out. Both of my brothers. That's it. Oh, wait a
Mm.
minute. One more. Make sure y'all asses go to Indie Tours. Please come into Indie Tours and come into this spot and check out all the ladies on the panel here in their worlds.
Yeah, and throw that right back at her. Make sure to go check out Life with Nina, man. It's very motivational, extremely. So yeah, all right, Miss Sweetest Flower.
And yes, my name is Sweetest Flower. I am the vice president of Meta Genre Music. If you're a musician looking to expand your reach or just, general distribution of your music, we have a company that is based here in Meta, but it's also in the real life, in the real world, in the physical world. Most of what we're doing right now is working with artists outside the metaverse and working with AI and things like that. We're branching out, actually working with NFTs and learning how to do all of that and kind of going into that sector now, which is really exciting. That's something that I'm kind of like getting my fingers into, which is pretty fun. So again, if you know any musicians that are looking to work within the metaverse, we are the first, and we're the first licensed and official company here, meta based. And completely bonded meta genre music. You just Google us and you'll be able to find us, our website, Instagram, YouTube, all of the above.
Yeah. So I think Nina is sitting on her controller or something. She just
Funky
slowly
ass
started going
drifts.
in front of fucking Sweetest like this.
I
I'm
know, I
so
was
sorry,
talking, I was like, oh
baby.
shit.
I'm sorry,
That
baby.
was
No,
so
you're good,
These
funny.
baby.
funky ass drifts. I hate these controllers.
Yeah, the drift. Listen, if you don't know what the drift is something that you're just gonna have to come in and experience because you will end up having it at some point.
And I hate it so
Oh, can I
much.
It
say one
don't
more
matter.
thing?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Let
Yeah,
Miss Miss
sorry.
Miss
I got
Sweetest.
my. We, oh, okay. Oh, oh, shit. What's going on? Man, my headset is doing some funky stuff. Also, for the musicians, I know if you guys already do have distribution and you're going through companies like DistroKid, you are leaving a lot of money on the table. So again, you want to get in contact with us. You want to work with us because there's a lot of money that you're leaving on the table that you had no idea that you're leaving on the table, which is why DistroKid can charge little to nothing because they're taking it. Thank you.
And she's gonna drop the mic on that one. And for
There we
more
go.
insight like that, make sure to follow Sweetest Flower on Instagram. Seriously.
Yes.
All right, y'all. You know what it is. Every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have Creator Spotlight, where we spotlight four creators and you get to world hop with them, get to know them a little bit more, and network. And then on Thursday, we have Bots Parties and Events hosting Indie Tours Bus Party, which is I'm gonna have to change the name. To what you're not gonna know until you come out. So you're just gonna have to either come out or watch us on all our platforms on Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Now, I am reactivating my TikTok, so please go follow me. It's the same name as this across the board, except for Facebook. That is Susie Q, SUSIEQUE. I'm going to be changing that soon to this one. So, anyway, make sure to watch out for Meta Men on Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern, where the guys will get together and they go back and forth between avatar form and live. Well, we'll see what they decide. It is their show, and you don't want to miss it because each of them brings something to the table that you're not going to want to miss. All right, I'm going to throw it on over to Miss Boss Leah. Woohoo!
Is bossleo.io. You can follow me on Instagram at bossleo.io. And we're cooking. We're definitely cooking. Got something coming up as soon as next week. So just stay tuned to that.
Oh, I knew she was kicking. I know my people, man. I be knowing. I be knowing. I was like, yeah, she quiet. She quiet. All right, Miss Royal Rose, go for it.
Royal Rose. Follow me on Instagram, Royal Rose VR. I world top promoter, influencer, socialite, promoting voices of survival. So hit me out there for incredible more stories of resilience, and let's keep pushing every day.
And soon, when the founder of Indie Tours gets her shit together, she will have the social media up for Instagram, and Ms. Roy Rose will be the social media manager. Hopefully,
Yes.
I can get that out this week. So if I
Yes.
don't, somebody out there send me a memo and be like, "Where is it at?" Okay, I
Girl.
appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, that's
You
another
know I
night here.
will.
Yeah.
That's another night here at Girl Code Dialogue. Thank you so much, ladies, for
Thank you
coming
for
in.
having
And
us, Susie.
next week, we will be live in phase
Hmm.
on Instagram Live. So you don't want to miss that. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, y'all, so much. Talk to me, Kia, and Miss Gumdrops over there in the audience. Jordan was here too for a while. Thank y'all so much. And everybody else, Sassy Noodle, I saw you and a whole bunch of people come in. Thank you. So yeah, all right. And like I always say, many blessings and manifestations, unless ill intent, may that come back to you two times. And that's another night. Adios.
Bye
Bye.
Bye. Yes.
Say
Okay.
cheese. Say cheese
Wow.
and
Sweetest flower didn't say and
Come
10,000
closer
back. She was
because you're in
like,
the
no.
chair.
Oh, I thought
There
it.
you go.
here.
Yes.